Casper, A Spirited Beginning. This film was, so if you don't know, back in the 90s, they had a Casper movie. It starred Christina Ricci, and it came out in the 90s, like I said. And after that movie came out, they put out some direct-to-video sequels. Actually, they weren't sequels, they were prequels. And this was one of them. And Casper and Wendy was the other one, and they went out of print. They were put on DVD and VHS only. That's the only way you could watch them. Um, well, this one went back into print, came and was put out yesterday. I pre-ordered this and I watched it. I'd never seen this one before. I watched it for the first time today. What did I think about it? Um, I will say it's way too long. This movie is an hour and 35 minutes. Um, the pacing is very bad. Like, it feels way longer. It feels like scenes going on forever. And obviously the child acting is bad. Um, and I think they were trying, but the kids they got weren't very good. Uh, Steven Gutenberg was meh. Lori Loughlin from Full House, she was Uncle Jesse's wife. She was fine in it, but it was just kind of a boring movie. I think the pacing was bad. It went on too long, and Casper wasn't in it enough. And obviously, the way they blend them is not very good. Like, because Casper is CG along with the other ghost. And every time they do the CG, it's not. I would say it's better than most direct-to-video movies I've seen with this kind of CG, but it's very obvious, like, that kid is not in the same room, and they just put the CG there, and because they don't even they very rarely show a shot where they're in the same room together, so it just, yeah, I don't know, it was just a really boring movie. Their story wasn't interesting. You got this kid, and he meets Casper, and they becomes friends, and there's a big just there's I don't know. It was just a really boring movie. I just don't recommend watching it. If you're a big fan of the '90s movie, you might like it, because I'm not a big fan of it. Personally, I think it was better than this. I think most people agree it's better than this, whether you like it or don't like it, because it just wasn't. But the Casper movie isn't horrible. It's just never been one I've been into, because it's kind of like, I feel like it's one of those movies you had to grow up on really to get it. But here, this movie is fine. It's fine.